Once upon a time, there lived a judge who was famous for his intelligence and integrity. His name was Sherlock. He had been able to solve the most complicated cases, and he was really admired by everyone. Sherlock was wandering around with his two guards. They heard the weeping sound of a person. Sherlock was really surprised hearing these voices. It was Travis, a seller.
How could I be so foolish like that? If only I had not fallen asleep, my money bag wouldn't have gone. How can I get the money to cure Mom?
Sherlock and the guards went there, and they saw poor Travis was sadly sitting in the middle of the road, beside a big rock. Sherlock asked,
"Who are you? And why are you sitting here?" "I am Travis, a poor olive oil seller."
Travis said about his life.
"I live with my mom, who has been sick all year every day. I make fragrant batches of olive oil and sell them at the market. My family's life depends on the money I make from selling olive oil."
He continued.
"This morning, I went to the market to sell olive oil, as usual, and luckily I earned a good amount of money. If I borrow a little more money, I would have enough to cure my mom. So I ran everywhere to borrow. Finally I had enough, and put it in a large money bag." "Thank you, sir. I will return your money soon." On my way back home, I felt very tired after a long day of work, so I sat by this rock to take a quick nap.
Travis sat leaning against a large rock, then laid his head back on the rock and slept. Later, Travis slowly opened his eyes. He was shocked and panicked. He looked around to search the money bag.
But when I woke up, I realized that the money bag was gone. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I sat sadly, and luckily reached your attention. Please help me get that money back. It's all I have. I would be very grateful to you."
Sherlock thought. Then he nodded and said,
"If that is the case, someone must have probably come here and taken the money back from you while you were asleep. It's all right, I promise to investigate this case for you."
The judge used a magnifying glass to observe and look for traces around. However, it seemed that Sherlock had failed.
"It's too strange. I haven't been able to find any trace around here. It seems that the thief has completely disappeared. Are you sure that no one else has witnessed this incident?"
Travis nodded and said,
"Yes. After I woke up, no one has appeared."
Sherlock asked again.
"Do you suspect anyone?"
Travis reflected and shook his head, sadly saying,
"I don't dare to suspect anyone. Just blame me for being too stupid." What a mystery. Well, everything is getting more interesting. Sorry. Indeed, I made it difficult for you, because I have no witness.
Sherlock interrupted, laughing, and said,
"Who told you there has been no witness? This rock has been by your side from the beginning to end of the case. It is the most important witness, this rock." "But sir, how can it be a witness?"
Sherlock smiled mysteriously.
"You'll see."
Smiling mysteriously, Sherlock commanded the guards to carry the big rock back to the court. Then the young judge immediately had it proclaimed throughout the village that he would open an interrogation of a rock, because it was suspected of stealing money from poor Travis. This news spread very quickly. Everyone in the area was talking about this. This was partly because everyone knew Travis as a kind and dutiful guy. who unfortunately lost his money bag. However, it was mostly because the people were all curious. They all wanted to know how Sherlock could interrogate a rock. Two people were talking to each other. Really? The judge would question a rock?
Until now I've never heard of anyone do such a stupid thing.
What happened to our smart Judge Sherlock today? How could a rock talk? So with great curiosity all the citizens gathered together to Sherlock's home, looking forward to seeing this unique interrogation. This news also reached Zion. He was Travis's neighbor, who was a greedy and cunning man. No one knew that he was the one who had stolen Travis's bag and had walked away smoothly. Zion held a large money bag in his hand and said to himself,
"Perfect. I didn't leave any trace. Without a witness who would believe that. Stupid Travis. No judge would help him. Not even the wise Sherlock. Just blame him for being too negligent."
However, when he heard that Sherlock had accepted to investigate the case and summoned the rock for questioning, Zion began to worry. He went back and forth clasping his hands. Worried, he thought,
"Interrogate the rock. I have never heard about this before. How could a rock say anything? Wait. Who knows what if it can really talk?"
Zion recalls.
That's right, only the rock saw the whole case. From the moment I had appeared until the moment I stole the money bag and ran away.
Then he thought,
if it really denounces me, what should I do? It's better to go over there and see how he will interrogate the rock.
So Zion also went to the court to see the interrogation of the rock. Outside the door all the people were stopped by guards. No one was allowed to go inside. Everyone was very curious about the harsh sounds inside the court. They were extremely excited. They huddled together to hear the voices inside the court.
"Stubborn rock, do you confess or not? Was it you who stole the money back from Travis? Or someone else?"
Of course the rock remained inert. Sherlock's angry voice echoed.
"The stick is broken again. This rock is so stubborn. I broke 3 sticks and it still hasn't said a word."
Inside the court Sherlock angrily pointed at the rock and shouted,
"I do not believe that I can get anything from you. You will definitely have to confess. Unless you can't speak."
The rock remained inert. The people heard Sherlock's screams. They burst into laughter and were more and more curious. Judge is really foolish today.
"I really want to go inside and see how he's interrogating the rock."
Suddenly the door was opened. Sherlock appeared calmly in front of everyone. He asked loudly,
"Why are all of you so noisy?"
The guards replied,
"Sir, the people all want to come inside and see you interrogating that rock."
Sherlock looked at the crowd in front of him. They looked very eager, nodding furiously. One citizen said,
"Yes, Judge. We all want to see you questioning the rock."
Sherlock nodded thoughtfully, then said,
"All right. Interrogating without the audience is very boring anyway. I allow everyone to enter. But on one condition."
Sherlock placed a large pan of water on the table and said,
"Anyone who wants to see me must pay me a coin here. It can be considered as a fee for all of you to watch me interrogating that rock. 1 coin is nothing when you get to see a case as unique as this."
Everyone happily dropped the coin into the basin and joyfully entered the court. Soon the basin was full of coins. Sherlock was still standing beside the sink. He carefully observed every piece of change in the water of the basin. finally it was Zion's turn like everyone else. He dropped the coin into the basin. Immediately bubbles of oil emerged. And olive oil began to spread very quickly on the surface of the water. It was exactly the thing that Sherlock had been waiting for. And he immediately called the guards.
Guards! Quickly arrest this guy for me. Sir, what did I do? Why are you arresting me? You still want to deny it? You are the one who stole Travis's bag. In this area Travis is the only one who sells olive oil. Therefore only his money can get olive oil from his hands. However, the coin you dropped into the water basin was covered with olive oil. And it is still spreading. That proves you are the culprit who took Travis's money bag. Do you have anything to say other than the confession? That is Sign. My neighbor. So it was you.
Sherlock ordered the guards to search all over Zion. And they discovered Travis's bag. The coins inside were still covered with olive oil at that time. Zion could not deny it anymore.
Sir, I was so foolish. Please forgive me. Travis, I'm sorry. My greed blinded me, please help me. Today, like every other day, I went to the forest to cut wood all day. When I got back I saw Travis soundly asleep by the rock. Suddenly his money bag slipped off and fell to the ground. I saw the gold and silver coins inside. I could not hold back my greed. After looking around and seeing no one else, I gently took his pouch and left quickly. I thought that no one would see what I had done. But when I heard you were investigating the rock, I was shocked, and came here to check the situation. I didn't expect that was just my trap. The rock cannot say anything. You have been easily trapped. Now let's put him in jail, and wait for the trial.
The guards quickly led Zion to a dungeon.
This case is closed. We have caught the culprit, and got back the money for Travis. And about the money that you all contributed, I'm going to give it to Travis, so he can cure his old mother. A little money from each of us can help him to overcome his difficulties. Do you guys agree?
People finally understood the intention of the kind-hearted judge, and all happily agreed. Each person only contributed a small coin, but it could be combined into a large amount of money for Travis. Sherlock returned the pocket to Travis, and gave him the amount of money which was raised by everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks everyone.